here live here on the Dukect Lounge. If you want to call me, Dukect, the number is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444, and the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. And if you want to email the show, email me and request questions or what have you. And the email is dukectproductions@gmail.com. Once again, the email is dukectproductions@gmail.com. Well, TNA Genesis Part 1. God, it was, wow, a lot of talking. I'm serious. There's a lot of talking during this during this show. And I know you need probably setup. But at this point, it was one of the most long, for the first part of this show, and was basically one long promo segment. It was one of the longest. It was over 30 minutes. It was around 30 minutes long. 30 minutes long for a segment like this segment. And when I'm looking at the ratings, by the way, for thanks to ProWrestling.net, here it is, the ratings for TNA Impact this week by Jason Powell. It started out big. It got 1.08 rating, and then after that, the show took a nosedive. And let me tell you something. After that 1.8 rating, the show took a nosedive, and people left. It went to 1.02, then 0.98, 9. It got up when the Bully Ray and Mr. Anderson had a pretty good match, and it just went back again. It never got back to the 1.0. And then the average rating for the entire show was a 0.97 rating with 1,316 million viewers, which is not bad, but last week it got 1.3 million. People were watching, but now it really is a really sad thing. Because honestly, I had some hope for this. I thought there was going to be really good stuff coming in for the stuff, and I like Dixie Carter, but she was on the show way too much. We had a lot of talking, we had a lot of setup, and for what have you. But in the end, and not only that, you had Madison Wayne winning the women's championship just out of nowhere. Seriously, what the hell? I mean, really. And by the way, before she won the title, she was attacked by Lady Tapa, who, I don't know about you, she was choking. I don't know about you. But when you get attacked from the referee, isn't that instant disqualification? Am I crazy? Have I gone completely out of the deep end? That's supposed to be a disqualification? Maybe that's just my personal opinion. But this stuff right here is terrible. This is just terrible booking for the most part in this show. We had some good matches. We had Joseph. We had a good Joseph Park, Eric Young, ODB. A good, what did you call it, a 12-person tag? I thought it was a really good and exciting match. Yeah, I think Lady Tapa had a great move, knocking out ODB. ODB has some good moments. I still like ODB, by the way. I think she's awesome. I don't care what Full Credit says. I love her. I always will. She's because her whole style is different. Not every woman wrestler is going to be the same old. That's why I loved ODB when she first came in. She was always different. The Aries Sabin Velvet Sky stuff, I didn't really care for. You have the Dixie Carter signing American Wolves. That was interesting. But also, the one thing I did like was Samuel Saul just beating the crap out of Pat Kenny backstage with his shoe and then sniffing it afterwards. Now, that's something, honestly, I did enjoy that. That was really good stuff. I actually did enjoy it. But like I said, overall, the show was, I really thought the show was really bland, very lackluster. And I really thought a show like this needed to get some hype up with it. Maybe they're saving all that good stuff for the UK stuff. Because, hey, God forbid, you can't do anything for us Americans, and so you got to show off with the UK and stuff. That just really bothers me. So, because I truly think that if you give a right crowd an opportunity, people will enjoy it. And people will enjoy good matches and stuff. And a lot of people on Twitter, and, guys like, say, Full Killer Full Killer didn't like the show. I don't know what his review is. I think his review is going to come up. I think he had a really show, but he was okay with the show. Guys like True Slayer, LV54, The Lax Man, other guys on Twitter. I mean, hell, I think Doug, one of the guys who actually were pimping TNA, just flat out hated the show. They flat out hated the show, and it really is depressing because there should be an alternative, but to me, this company needs a new direction at this point. I honestly think as much as I like heel Dixie, and I'm still on Team Dixie, I still think they should just stop with the heel manager and heel stuff right now. That thing is played out. It's been played out since 2008. They need to get out of this whole trend. Same with the WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, whatever company does this, it should die. Die to death. It should go away. It should go away, people. And if it does go away, I think it will actually one of the things that is holding wrestling as a whole back. And we can get back to just having the wrestlers be the main part of the show. I mean, this is one of the negative aspects of the Attitude Era, as the evil big corporate, the evil owner. That was the most. I honestly think it only worked once. Well, basically twice. WCW and WWF/WWE. It worked twice. Basically, WCW and WCW did it, and it worked well. And since then, they haven't really. No one's gotten out of this thing. It just seems smacks of just really lazy rating and really stuff. It just basically does not depend on your wrestlers. You don't depend on the wrestlers, on them basically keeping the channel. People want to see the wrestlers. They want to see them. I truly believe this, and especially now, I truly think that TNA, after this heel Dixie and everything else, the TNA investors just kick her off, and then there is no one. No new owner, what have you. The investors will just say, we'll only be here like a Jack Tunney. I hope this could be the end of it. That is the end game. Same with WWE after the Authority. And hell, they have the set up perfect thing right now. They have the board of directors. Why not have a board of directors make the matches right there? That would be instantly brilliant. They have a way out. The WWE has a way out and of this as well with the crappy Authority storyline. Hopefully that's going to end soon enough. And I'm hopeful that this ends as well with the TNA stuff. And like I say, I love Dixie Carter. I think she's awesome. I think she's a great heel. But even and trust me, I was really getting sick of it. I don't like to be this little negative type of stuff. It just bothers me. And this is going to be the crazy thing. People I haven't been watching TNA recently. The reason why I haven't watched TNA for the most part is the school and everything else. Live, school, MagFest and everything else. And every time people talk about it, first I heard they're now having a home next, basically, and they're homeless. And then you have the way they did AJ Styles. I'm sorry, it bothered me. I mean, it was a good match. I liked it, but yeah, it still bothered me. And then if you look at the spoilers, they do the same damn thing to Sting. I'm like, good God, stop. I just stop with these screwy finishes. It's making me wish it feels like TNA every time they take a step forward, they take a step back. One step forward, two steps back with this company. And I hope it gets better. I hope it does. Because again, I don't want to live in a world where the only alternative is Ring of Honor. And as much as I like Ring of Honor, it's like, you know what? I need something, Ring of Honor, as much as I love it, it's just too low production for me. The production values are crap. None of the rest of them besides, say, Matt Hardy and, say, Kevin Steen and Michael Elgin, those are my top guys right now. I don't really care for Adam Cole. Personally, I still think, hell, as much as I'm looking in the Ring of Honor, hell, I still think Michael Elgin should have been the Ring of Honor champion last year. I honestly think they're heading for a Tyler Black situation where they waited and 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 waited, and the heat's gone from them. This is what happens. And that's what I don't like about Ring of Honor is that they don't pull the trigger. They never do in these fast situations. They always wait for the most part. I know Kevin Steen is the exception, but every time it just takes so long, and then everything was so long based. It takes so much a long game to a point that the journey is way too long. We only know the destination. They should just fast forward and just give them the belt. I know. Maybe that's just my thing, but I just don't get the booking stuff from Ring of Honor. I know that might piss some people off, but hey, I like Michael Elgin. I think he should be Ring of Honor champion, not Adam Cole, and not Jay Briscoe. Screw him and his country hick ways. Yeah. Well, that's just my personal opinion. And of course, I could be wrong. Comment below, talk about it, and everything else. Email me how much I'm wrong and everything else. Anyway, we'll be right back right after this. We'll be talking about the Nintendo Wii, and oh boy, it's you think TNA is in a bad place? They got nothing on what Nintendo's going through right now with the Nintendo Wii. We'll be right back right after this. Dukect Lounge phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. The call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Nintendo. Once the dominant, the big old thing in the world is just, well, they were big. Nintendo was like big. They came back from the GameCube and they just started knocking people out with the Wii. I mean, Wii was just selling off everybody. Everybody got the Wii. Everyone loved the Wii and what have you. But then, well, they did some stuff, some really dumb stuff. Instead of, continually going with the HD and just jumping in with the rest of the guys, like the PS4 and the Xbox One, which, by the way, it's funny. With the Xbox One is that, every time I look, people are talking about PS4, Xbox One. No one's really talking about playing their games on it. I mean, maybe they got Xbox, the Call of Duty Ghosts, what have you. But it's funny that people are like, "Oh my God, I gotta get this game," but there's no games for it. No, these new systems, but they're complaining that, man, I haven't played the PS4 and Xbox One since I got it. They're collecting dust. There's a reason why, because y'all rushed out for the system. You rushed out. And more often than not, that dust on that system, man, it probably doesn't even work anyway. Like, man, I got a crappy one, so they're stuck with them. And, this is the reason why, boys and girls, and I will keep saying this until I'm blue in the face, you don't rush out to buy these new systems. You got to wait at least a year or, heck, wait a while. A little patience. A little patience goes a long way. You know what I mean? But anyway, back to the Wii U. And, well, I'm looking at the CNET article right now, and my goodness, it looks bad. The company hoped Nintendo, they expected to thought they were going to sell 9 million Wii units between April 2013 and March 2014, but now expects to just sell 2.8 million. Damn, this is just bad. And it's sad that this is a company now. They're expecting to hit 38 million units. Now they're going down to only 19 million units, a 69% drop of what they expected to have. And one of the main reasons why, I honestly think this has happened is bad marketing. The same thing with TNA, actually. If you want to continue linking these two companies together, it's just bad marketing. The Wii is just badly marketed. It's bad marketing. It's been bad marketing for the Wii U. I mean, you can look at the Wii, or have you. The marketing, I think the gimmick actually helped, like going on today and everything else. Now, I don't see much of the same thing going on. It just seems like they are, and I have played on the Wii U tablet on, I played that stuff on, on the New York Comic Con. The controllers I really like. I really like controller. I love the touch screen. I think it's probably one of the best handled controllers out there. It's great, but it's I think the marketing people. It's a really interesting console where I get to play it, but it's just I think the reason why is the games are not there yet, and I'm hopeful this year. I think Smash Brothers Brawl comes out. You got Bayonetta coming out. You got a lot of these things are coming out. The new Zelda that looks like it can be a Dynasty Warriors clone. A lot of people are excited about that. And I want to see what the rest of this because I want Nintendo to do well. And honestly, I'm not seeing anything anything interest to the PS4 and Xbox One. Me rushing out and getting those yet. I just got PS3. I'm just gonna build up that collection and play those games. And I feel like I'm gonna be pretty much a happier gamer. But anyway, back to the article. They say that the Nintendo CEO Satoru Iwata, I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name, Satoru Iwata. He says they are going to think about Nintendo is considering a new and basically a huge drastic change. What is that change going to be? Is he going to be replaced? I think some people think that Nintendo CEO might replace the CEO. They might go to some people say they might go fully in the handheld market. They're going to forego the console scene, which I think will be very depressing. That case, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. But I do think hopefully the way that I see this thing changing, I think this is going to really, with Nintendo, and I'm looking at what Nintendo needs to do, and this is why I think they need better marketing. But I think you need to save. They can save it. I think it'll make it at least decent. Because remember, once upon a time, people looked at the PS3 and said, the PS3 is dead. Remember, the PS3 sorted itself up in the middle. It made itself respectable. And I think right now, Nintendo's, being humbled again. I think Nintendo's getting humbled because, hey, they got riding high on Nintendo Wii, and they got, bitch slapped with the Wii U. I think they're going to be humbled a bit, and they're going to actually come back and with better marketing, with hopefully better games, better first and third party games, and hopefully they don't. I hope they don't make the same mistakes that Sega did, because remember they have an install base. They have a huge install at 19, 20 million people. I hope they don't do the same mistake Sega did. They say, "Oh wait, we'll make a new console to do this thing." I hope they don't do it. I hope they stick with the Wii U. I hope they stay with it and be like, let's stay with the Wii U and this, and continue on. And I don't know what the next big console they're going to do because I'm going to be right now. I don't really see any reason why they're going to have consoles anymore. I think it's going to be all on those smart televisions, but you never know. Anyway, and here's some interesting quote, though, from Iwata. It says, we are thinking about a new business structure. Given the expansion of smart devices, we are naturally studying how smart devices can be used to grow the game player business. It's not as simple as enabling Mario to move on a smartphone. So they're going to be trying to do new things with, hopefully, with this Advent stuff. I think that, with this new stuff, hopefully they can move and grow the Wii U because I am going to try to get one this year because I heard some good things about the Wii U. I will be getting one. Well, when Smash Brothers comes out, and I'm hopeful for that. Yeah, there's some people say that it's just a $199. Make it a $200 price point, which I think would be a great idea. I think lowering the prices on the Wii U would be a brilliant idea. And some people need mature audiences, but I'm honestly think you can have them for families because eventually gamers are growing up. They're having families, and I'm sorry, I don't think kids are going to be playing. I don't want if I had a little kid, I'm not letting them play most of the games I play. I'm not going to let them play BioShock Infinite or BioShock or Batman or all this type of stuff. I'm not going to let them play little kids. There should be some type of stuff out there. They should, and something like that. That's what I think it is. That's what I'm hopeful. Not the people, they need mature games. No, heck, the 360 and PS3 or Xbox, whatever, their mature games is basically just juvenile adult fantasies of shooting and everything else. Hell, if I want to see something really mature, I go to a movie. I go watch a television show. Hell, I can see more mature things in Star Trek than anything, or hell, in the entire Star Trek series than anything I've seen in gaming, stuff I've played. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just my personal opinion. But anyway, that's a debate for another time. As my time is up, ladies and gentlemen, thanks once again for listening to me live here on the Dukect Lounge. It's been a short episode. I know, it's crazy, but hey, I'm hopeful that Nintendo will turn it around because, hey, Sony turned it around with the PS3, and I have a feeling Nintendo will do the same thing, and I'm hopeful TNA turns around too. I'm hopeful that TNA Genesis Part 2 will have less talking and more fighting, and at least hopefully the main event goes a lot better. Hopefully it goes a lot better instead of looking at spoilers, it looks good on television. That's my hope. Anyway, it's Dukect here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.